Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick report card on this current Packers team here in week 9 of the NFL, going into the ninth game, which the Packers are 5-2-1, about to play the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night. So, what I want to start off with is a little bit of a recap in a quick way. Let's just start it off. Coming into the season, we were all very excited. However, we were very nervous about the cornerback position. But we were very excited to get Matthew Golden, which is the first wide receiver they've taken in like 25 years. That was very exciting. Jordan Love, the NFL draft was in Green Bay. It was a very exciting coming into the season. And then, of course, the breaking news, the Packers trade for the defensive player of the year favorite right now, an absolute star, superstar, stud, and making a trade that honestly the Packers, I don't think have ever done in their entire franchise history. The biggest move since signing Reggie White, so this was obviously huge. And then, of course, everybody's watching the parallels of the Packers' previous quarterbacks, Bart Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers, all winning their first Super Bowls at the age of 27, and Jordan Love turning the age of 27. So the hopes are high. We get Micah Parsons, and let's just say, week 1, Detroit Lions. Boy, awesome. Team looks phenomenal. They revenged the taste of losing to the Lions last year, ending the Aaron Rodgers regime. They get some of that taste, and you get the Micah Parsons signature sack with him throwing the one up the air. Everyone's going crazy. It was awesome. Week 2, Thursday Night Football. Packers are playing Washington Commanders, who had just come off an NFC Championship, and what do? Absolutely throttle that team. The Packers in the first 2 weeks looked like Super Bowl favorites. They looked phenomenal. They really looked like a team that was going to just run away with it. And seriously, we hadn't seen anything like that in a very long time. And they looked like they had taken that step to being a legit contender and somebody that we were all going to be very, very excited about. Then comes week 3. And ladies and gentlemen, that is when the vibes start getting messed up, because that's when they play the Cleveland Browns. And that did not go well. They lose to the Cleveland Browns after a pretty big collapse. We got special teams issues. We have defensive issues. We have offensive issues. And it is a disaster. It was just an absolute disaster. Blowing a huge, a 10-point lead with like 3 minutes left to the Browns, which were supposedly one of the worst teams in the league, and it was going to be a disaster for them. But, hey, listen, the Packers were going to play Dallas Sunday night. Micah Parsons is returning back to Dallas. This is going to be the game where they just walk in there and they smack the crap. We're going to thank Jerry Jones in person. Jordan Love loves playing in Dallas. It is a historical monument, supposed to be another tone setter. Go 3-1, enter the bye week. We're feeling good. Nope, another disaster. Another disaster. A tie game, 40-40. What are we doing? Jordan Love goes off. Defense can't stop a nosebleed. It looks like the old defense underneath Joe Barry. But yet we have even more stars. We have even better players, yet we're still flopping around. Then week 6, Cincinnati Bengals. Packers take care of work. They do their job. Hey, good to go. Then they play Arizona Cardinals, another team that is not really flailing around because they're actually pretty good. Now, the Arizona Cardinals had lost a bunch of games, close games. But they're starting Jacoby Brissett. But still, we're thinking Packers, powerhouse. This should blow them out of the water. Nope. No blowing out of the water. Packers barely win 27-23. A gutsy call to go for it. Jordan Love is throwing the ball to Tucker Kraft. Everything looks great. And the vibes are back up again. Okay? We're rocking, we're rolling. Packers are the number 1 seed. Then it's the big revenge game, Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh Steelers, Packers at Pittsburgh, for the Aaron Rodgers game. Is this going to be a Rodgers revenge game? The first half is just ugly. It's like the first half, it's like the Packers just didn't know what to do. And then again, Packers go on a run, historical run. Jordan Love completes a team record tying 20 passes in a row. They got Tucker Kraft is doing amazing work. Everything is just sinking, flowing, and they look amazing. Week 9, guys, last week, we get the Carolina Panthers. Disaster. Absolute disaster. Granted, I thought the Carolina Panthers were absolutely an awful team. However, their record shows that they weren't. Of course, record stats, that doesn't mean anything when it comes to playing the game. You have to play a game. Disaster. Everyone's calling for Matt LaFleur's head. Everybody is saying this team is off. This team's a disaster. So all our vibes are kind of going all over the place. 5-2-1. The Packers really could be undefeated, and I'm not doing one of these, well, they should be, but they honestly could be if they fixed a bunch of things, and this is where we'll get to the report card aspect. We'll start off with the awful. I think, and I've had multiple shorts about this, awful. Special teams. I don't know what special teams is doing. Rich Bisaccia, I don't understand your purpose still. Now, we had gotten reports in the past that the Packers don't take special teams serious. I say that a little bit, not like serious, but they like to try out new players, right? And so that's why in that Browns game, we saw the blocked field goal. We saw just a disaster on special teams. They like to put out some of their prospects, I guess, to try and do field goal block when they kick field goal. So on their line, apparently they're trying to use a lot of their prospects. Leads to a disaster. Absolute disaster. We get the blocked field goal that ends up leading to 3 points off the board. We're getting missed extra points. It's like we're back to square one pre-Rich Bisaccia. Granted, post or during current Rich Bisaccia, it's still a disaster. I think it's been an absolute F on special teams. Punt return, we don't have a punt returner. Keyshawn Nixon, I guess, doesn't want to do them, and he keeps dropping the ball anyways, so he's not doing it. Romeo Doubs is out there, which he's been very reliable catching the ball, but he has no breakaway speed. He doesn't have the ability to return anything, so that has been bad. They put back, who was it? Matthew Golden, I think they put back there. Oh no, they put Savion Williams back there. And Savion Williams will just do spin move after spin move like a top, and we're just waiting for a fumble. We're waiting for him to get popped. They don't have a kick returner. It's been an utter disaster. And I think I saw a statistic on Twitter. The Packers have not had a punt return since 2014. 2014 with Micah Hyde. What are we doing here, special teams? I don't understand why our special teams is so bad. The only time it has been actually good, was the year when Keyshawn Nixon basically just took over the league on kick return. That was it. Other than that, it's been a disaster. I don't know what Rich Bisaccia is doing. I will say that they have done the good thing now. They have brought in the actual O-line to do field goal protection. So that's why they're not getting the same pressures that they were getting before. However, we now have a kicking situation. Originally, Brandon McManus was our guy. In the training camp season, he was hitting like 27 out of 27 field goals or 27 out of 28, missing like a 59-yarder. Fine, I can live with that. He's gotten hurt, and they did not put him on IR. However, they brought in Lucas, I think his name is Lucas Havlicek, who was just a guy sitting at home trying to be a substitute teacher, and he comes in and he kicks a field goal. He breaks the Green Bay Packers record at a 61-yarder. So now there's like this mini kicking situation. Brandon McManus comes back and he's just missing field goals and he's costing us points. They are literally, the special teams is costing us points again. And they're just a disaster. And I don't understand what Rich Bisaccia is doing. To me, if I had to rate that team, if I had to give it a grade, I would give it about a D-. And the only reason why I don't say F is because they've had some good kicking from like Harvissick and McManus in the beginning were like good. So it's there. It's just that it's not all together. And the punt return team aspect and the blocked field goal aspect, I'm giving it a D-. Might as well be an F, but I will give it a D- because I think an F is what we used to be. That's pretty bad, guys. I will now go to the defense. I think the defense is playing at a B level. And when I say a B level, I think that there's a lot left on the meat, though. I think there is a lot that they can do, but the numbers are still very good, if that makes sense, right? Like, I remember at one point, the Packers had not given up a touchdown in the first quarter until, like, game 6, I think it was. Maybe against the Arizona Cardinals, I think it was. I think that was the game where they gave up a touchdown in the first quarter. So that's why I think the defense in general is pretty good. Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't the Arizona game. I'm looking it up on the screen. It was, what game was it? There was another game that they gave it up a touchdown in the first quarter, but other than that, they pretty much played some shutout football. But I know everybody wants to hate on the cornerback situation, and I agree. I don't love the cornerback situation, but I also don't think it's as much of a disaster as it's made out to be. I think Keyshawn Nixon, he definitely gets lost at times. And we've seen it at some plays where he just looks absolutely awful. But in the general grand scheme of things, I don't think he's that bad. Carrington Valentine too, I think he's okay. If I had to rate the corners, I'd probably say about a B-, for their game from the play that they put on so far. Nate Hobbs, I understand, is very controversial. I think he is an okay player. It's just that he's been hurt a lot. I don't think he's playing 100%, and I understand you never play 100%, but I don't think he's even caught back up from his original injury, and now he's actually hurt again. Because, yeah, what is that, meniscus tear? I just don't think he's fully healthy, and I don't think he's playing in position that he should be playing, which should be the slot. He's playing out of position. So I think he's still trying to learn the position that they're asking him to play on the boundary. So I think those two things, honestly, are him being uncertain of what to do, and it's putting him into some bad situations. I think Javon Bullard has played very well. I think he's been more or less what they want him to be, rally to the ball, make big hits, try to make some big plays, and I think that's where he's done very well. Safeties have been good. Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams, they've not gotten beat deep at all. I think the Packers are like one of the best teams against the deep ball because nobody's really throwing it deep. And I'm going to say this, I think this defense is 100% built on the front seven. If those front seven guys don't get home, the corners are cooked. And I think, honestly, that is the way that this team was organized. I think that's how Brian Gutekunst wanted this team to an extent. Because look at all the draft capital premium he spent on. He is traded for Micah Parsons. They drafted Rashawn Gary. They drafted Lucas Van Ness. They drafted Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, Devontae Wyatt, Colby Wooden. Like, they've added a lot of talent. Barron Sorrell, Nazir Stackhouse. Now, some of these guys are a little bit more fringe guys that they didn't spend much premium capital on in drafting. But if you look it up, a lot of first round picks, early second round picks have been put to the front seven. If I had to rate Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper right now, I would give them about a B, about a B. And they are about a B, but I think the expectations for the two of them is to be at like an A- level. And when I mean A- level, I mean like behind the Fred Warners, behind that group, but they should still be much better than what they're playing. If you've noticed that their best games are when the two of them are playing at their top. When Edgerrin Cooper and Quay Walker are flying around making plays, whether they're blitzing the pass rusher, whether they're blitzing at the pass rusher, when they're just running sideline to sideline and hunting you down, when those two guys are making plays, the rest of the corners, you never hear their names. They're just there. And it's like, oh, all right, they may give up 40 yards on 5 catches. You can live with that. But the problem is when the front is not getting home, the back end looks awful. Looks awful. I think Lucas Van Ness, Rashawn Gary have taken those next steps to be those premier guys that you always go, wow, why don't we have those extra guys? They've taken those steps because of Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons has been an absolute monster and animal, except for the Carolina game where he had 0 pressures. I think that hurts, but you could tell that's clearly why the team looks so bad on the defensive end to an extent. I understand it was a low-scoring game, but they just couldn't make those key plays that they needed to. Lucas Van Ness, I don't understand why was not put on IR or short-term IR to come back when he's been out since week 2, I think it is, or week 3. Like, he's been out for more than 4 weeks. So why wouldn't you just put him on IR and bring somebody else in that could possibly give you a special teams boost, possibly give you some kind of other play? Where's it been? I don't understand that move. Lucas Van Ness was having a great season until he got hurt. I look for him when he comes back to be a huge contributing part to this defense and to pushing this team further. Rashawn Gary, I mean, guys, if anybody knows, like as a Packer fan, we love Rashawn Gary. We were waiting for those numbers to pop, and now they are popping. He has, I think it's 7.5 or 8 sacks. But he is absolutely changing games when he's been called upon. And even at that, he has just been doing a great job as playing next to Micah Parsons. Let's see. Rashawn Gary right now currently has 7.5 sacks. He's going to pass his season. He's already reached last season already now. So he's doing great things. Micah Parsons, we don't need to say much. We just know he's a monster and he's a beast. And I want to see what this defense is like now that Devontae Wyatt is back. We need Colby Wooden back. Those two guys, I think, are going to be very key and successful to what this Packers team does. But this front seven, what the front seven does, guys, determines what the rest of that back end defense does. I am telling you, if you ever watch those games where the front seven is just flying around and doing things that we need, you never hear about that backside, the back guys. You never hear about it because they make it that much easier. The quarterback has to get the ball out much quicker. The running backs are just getting stuffed at the line. So we need that. Those front seven guys are so key and clutch. It's on also just Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper to make more plays. They have to make more plays. We'll have to see what Jeff Hafley has schemed up. I've loved seeing a lot of this different things that he's done with deploying Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper, but he's got to keep it up. Offensively, and this probably is a video that it needs its own video because I know everybody is so annoyed about the offense. Offense is fine to an extent. They can't run the ball. Right now, they cannot run the ball. I don't think, honestly, they can run the ball because of the offensive line. And guys, That is the one thing with football that is so consistent. The game of football itself can change in different offensive schemes, what teams want to do with the ball. But if you win, you have to win up front. You got to win in those trenches. If you can win up front, then you'll be good. If you look at all the games that the Packers have struggled in, it's because of injuries to the O line. They're constantly shuffling the O line. You constantly have Sean Ryan going in and out. They're switching in with Jordan Morgan. Zach Tom was hurt. Anthony Belton was hurt. Aaron Banks has been hurt. And so they've been trying to plug it in and play different guys. But if you're not healthy up front, I mean, what are you really supposed to do? They can't run the ball right now. They can't block consistently enough. And it shows. It shows that even at times like Jordan Love is getting footsie back there. And I think it's honestly leading to Matt LaFleur not knowing what to call sometimes. He's unsure of what the offensive line is going to give him. The games that they've had a healthy offensive line and they've been able to make a full game with the same line and be successful are like the games that blowing teams out are scoring a lot of points. So they need to be good up front. And I understand it's Matt LaFleur's play calling. Why are you constantly going east to west? Go north and south. I just feel like he's in a way just so worried about the offensive line. I mean, even on the 4th and 8 call that he called, and I understand some people don't like the call, and I understand the idea of just kick the field goal, take the points. Jordan Love's running for his life back there. Right? Like he's running one way, trying to stay back the other way, then trying to throw the ball. Like, I understand it's very tough to make those play calls when you can't consistently have a line. And that's also leading to the failure in the run games. Like Josh Jacobs, I think he's at the top end of yards contact before before the line of scrimmage or something like that. Or before he can gain a yard. So what is he supposed to do? And I think that also has led to the issues at receiver too. Like Tucker Kraft is out for the season at this point, and Tucker Kraft is playing amazing. Other than that, I know people wanted more receivers, consolidate this, consolidate that. But Romeo Doubs has had actually a very good season. Yes, the numbers are not going to be gaudy numbers. They're not going to put up numbers like a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. But Romeo Doubs has been very key and very clutch for them. He's been very consistent. He hasn't been, he didn't have the struggles. I guess the emotional and maybe mental struggles that he had last year, which got him benched, which got him suspended for a game. He hasn't had that. The Packers the receivers themselves have been good. I know everybody wants Matthew Golden to get more involved, but I think that just takes time. I feel also like Jordan Love just honestly just trusts when he had Tucker Kraft, Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. I mean, look at when Watson's come back. The field has opened up vastly. It's because Jordan Love trusts these guys. And I'm not saying he's not going to grow that trust or he shouldn't trust Matthew Golden, but he's a rookie. Guys, rookies are bad. Rookies, there are times when rookies are very good, and I'm not saying that they're not good, but the percentage of good rookies to bad, the bad rookies are way higher in percentage than the good rookies. Emeka Buka has been great this year. Terrell McMillan has been good. But even at that, some of these guys, it's more because there's no other talent. If you look at Tampa Bay, Emeka Buka's playing great, but Godwin's not out there. Mike Evans is hurt. Who else is Baker Mayfield going to throw to? Terrell McMillan is the only receiver in Carolina. There's no one else to throw to. Packers have a lot of weapons. A lot of weapons. It's tough. It's tough to feed everybody. And now, maybe this is the conservative part, right? Where people are getting annoyed at Matt LaFleur. Just yuck that thing out. Just chuck that thing. Just throw it. Keep throwing, keep throwing, keep throwing. And I would love for him to throw more. They should throw more. All the statistics, advanced statistics, say throw the ball more. Matt LaFleur, he's been more conservative than anybody wants to admit. I mean, well, then he would want to admit. Let me say that. Let me rephrase that. That he would want to admit. Because everybody wants him to throw the ball more. If you go on Twitter during a Packer game, oh my gosh. You think this team is 0-5. 0-9. Like, you would think they'd never won a game. I just think it's because of the O-line. I honestly think it's because of the O-line. And so if I had to grade this offense, I would put the offense about like a C+ to B-, maybe like a B. Yeah, B-. I would say about a B-. And it's funny because so I have graded them at a B-. I have graded the defense at what, like a B-ish. I would say about a B. And the special teams is about a D-. You average that together, they're probably playing about C+ ball. C-. Yet you're 5-2-1. You're the number 4 seed. You're the leader in the North, I believe. I mean, I have to check with the Lions. The Lions won. Well, it's like, what else can you ask for? You're the 4 seed and you're 5-2-1 with a big game against the Eagles, and then you still have your divisional games. You could still make a huge run here. And you haven't even played A football yet. Or anything closer to A-. If you played A- football, you'd be undefeated. They'd be 8-0. And yet people were freaking out. There's no need to freak out, guys. We have time. Thanksgiving is coming up. Around this time, we start seeing the next few weeks, you'll start to see teams starting to separate, starting to get out there, claw away. You'll start breaking away a lot of these teams. And we'll see who the real contenders are, real championship guys are. Packers have been playing about a B-, I would say. Not a complete game. We haven't had one complete game yet from start to finish. Maybe it's not in for this team. I don't know. Maybe it's just not. But they're still learning how to win, and I can tell you that much. It seems like they're still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. They're waiting for guys to come back from injury. When's Jaden Reed coming back? When's Lucas Van Ness coming back? A lot of these guys are give them big moments, big plays for them. We need these guys to come back. We need to get healthy. That's the biggest thing. And I understand people don't want to see Nate Hobbs anymore. What happens if Nate Hobbs comes back in 2 or 3 weeks and he feels healthier? He says, "Hey, listen, I feel refreshed. I feel way better than I did when I was trying to play hurt." What if we get a better Nate Hobbs? And that boosts the team a few points. You get better corner play. That could be huge, guys. The team is in a good spot. I think we want to see the blowouts, and I understand it. We do, but the blowouts don't mean any more than a close win. You could even say the close wins are maybe even worth more because they are gutsier wins. They have to drag those out. They know that they can do it. If you get into a close game with the Philadelphia Eagles, or you get into a close game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs, you could point back to some of those and say, "Listen, guys, we've been in close games. Let's close this out. Let's go. Come on, let's go." You keep blowing all these teams out. You think every game is a blowout. Then you get punched in the face. It's like, oh, crap. What the hell? What do we do? Granted, Packers have been punched in the face and they don't really respond great. We'll see how that goes, though. What happens when you get punched in the face by a really good team? What if you punch back? I think they're in a good spot, guys. I think they'll be okay. Guys, like and subscribe and go Pack Go, baby.